A couple quick updates for you this week. Plus, I am going to go on screen, dive into how you can train your own bot inside your HighLevel account in this week's weekly breakdown coming right up. Hey, what's up guys? It's Michael McAllister from Empower LO. As you can see, we are a little light on the updates this week, but I'm going to dive into each one of them and also take this time to demonstrate a little bit of the conversation AI, the bot builder, right? Basically, dive into that. So with that being said, first update that we have is a very welcome update to the experience when it comes to managing users and permissions. Now, this is a huge difference. Like if you have gotten used to managing roles and permissions in the previous one, if you've been using HighLevel for a while, this is going to be a shock when you get in here. However, I definitely think it's for the better. But let's jump in. You can judge yourself, right? So if I come back here, I think I just clicked add employee. I'm gonna edit an employee, right? We take Corey here. If we go to roles and permission, this is where we're going to have the ability to designate them as either an admin or a user. Now, if they're a user, then you can come in and you can limit their scope to only being able to see their assigned data. Now, again, this was a toggle before. Like you had this ability to manage this before, but it was a completely different experience. Now it's here right at the top of roles and permissions. So you have that ability. And then when you come down here, you're going to notice more granular ability as far as being able to view workflows, but not necessarily touch them, not necessarily mess with them. This is cool. That's new. Being able to come in here, now they've separated that only on workflows, it looks like right now. Yeah, it looks like that's the only place that workflows and campaigns are the only places that they've like created that separation right now. But as you can see, I mean, I don't know, maybe you can't see, but just based on how HighLevel operates and working with HighLevel, the fact that they have all of these labeled as view and manage contacts, and they're basically previewing what this is going to look like in the future for all of these. So I expect that soon we'll be able to limit view or manage for every single module in here, which is a really cool functionality when it comes to managing user permissions, especially if you're managing your HighLevel instance for a team or a brokerage or a full company. All right, the next update that we have is around the email builder. There are a couple cool things that have been added in here. One of them is going to be hard for anybody really to notice unless you're spending a lot of time in here, which is just some increased level of control of padding, right? You have true 100% control of padding at this point. Before, there was always like a level of padding that you couldn't interfere with. But then also I'm not sure if you could do this before or not, but you have the ability to manage your padding both within the element and then within your section as a whole, down to a pretty granular level there. So this is cool. The other thing, and the thing that I'm more excited about, is that you now have support for custom values inside of links in here. So before, if you would try to make a link out of anything, so you'd go like, let's say, apply now, right? Now, if I were to turn that into a link, before, if I came in here and I had anything except for an actual URL, it would go red and it wouldn't let me save it. Okay. Now we have the ability where we can use these custom values. Now, granted, these custom, don't limit yourself to only using these custom values. I don't know how long it's going to be before they open up all of the custom values in here. But for right now, what you have to do is you kind of have to build your link out, right? So you're like HTTPS, / apply now link.com / NMLS number, whatever, right? So this is your link. So let's say that the NMLS number, you want that to be a custom value. So you come in here and you can say, all right, custom values. And let's say, right, obviously this is mine, so I don't have NMLS number, so I'm going to use something else. We'll take offer name, right? So pretend that's your NMLS number custom value right there. So now you have the ability to come in, boom. And then when you create your link, let's say I want this apply now text right here to be my link, or a button maybe, right? I can come in here and I can add that, and it's going to have support for this. It'll have support for this all the way down to here. It'll assume that this is actually a domain, and I can save that and it'll work. As long as that's actually a URL, then that'll work. So anyways, just added ability to customize your links inside of the email builder. Really the coolest component of this, and something that was like definitely lagging in HighLevel. So let's take this button here, for example. Like, whereas before I couldn't use custom values in this link, now I can say, now core UTM campaign, UTM source equals EmpowerLO, and UTM medium equals email, and UTM campaign equals, and then we could put like today's date, month, year, boom, right? Oh, that messed it up. See, that's one of the reasons why I said you got to build it in here and not over there. So see a little bit of the clunkiness of a new feature, right? That's just kind of how HighLevel operates. Like, they're rolling stuff out constantly, and you kind of got to, pick and choose what stuff you're going to implement right away and what stuff you're going to kind of watch and wait for it to develop a little bit. In my opinion, this is really cool functionality. You just have to kind of play with some of the nuances of it. Like I said, I went and I picked that custom value. It replaced everything I had in there. So if you build that link over here instead, and then just copy that into your button, right? Then you're going to come out, you're going to come out ahead. Right, you're gonna win there. Okay. So anyways, that is the email builder, the updates to the email builder. Going into our last update. Our last update is just a added support for being able to crawl single page application websites. What does that mean? I honestly couldn't, I could tell you what it means, but I don't know enough about it to be able to explain it in a way that's relevant to anybody, including myself. So I just wanted to take the opportunity to remind you guys that you guys do have this inside of your account. And it's like, even if you have zero expectation going into it as far as how you're going to use it, I highly recommend coming in here and playing with it and just knowing what's possible in here. Now, before I started this, about 7 minutes ago, I started the scrub for help.gohighlevel.com. So I'm training our bot on HighLevel's help website, right? So if we go to help.gohighlevel, oops, that's mine. If we go to help.gohighlevel.com, right, there's all of their pages. So if I come over here, view all pages, check this out. It's actually going to show me. So there's 1,000 pages that it was able to pull from HighLevel's website. And I can, with a click of a button, I can say select all, train bot, boom. And now watch this number go up. This uploaded links is just gonna go up and up and up. I might have to refresh. I don't know if it actually does it that cool on screen, but you can see, right, all of the different pages that it's crawling right now. And so now, once that's done, I can go back in here to the bot trial and go to general question, and then just ask it a question about HighLevel. Like, what is, how do you send an email out of HighLevel, and see what it says. So anyways, I am going to play with that uploaded links. I mean, how many of these are actually trained already? So if I just come in here, let's just see. You literally saw, you're seeing this entire process in action. How do I send an email out of HighLevel? Follow the email sending guide. Setting up dedicated domain. Can you send me a link to the email sending guide? Or point me to where to go? HighLevel support portal. Okay, all right. Well, not super helpful, but for 30 seconds that you guys watched, right? Pretty cool. And you guys can do this. I mean, you guys can do this with another mortgage company's website. You guys can do this with, you didn't hear from me, you guys can do this with Mortgage Research Center, right? You guys can do this with one of the biggest lead aggregators in the country, with their content focused website. You can train a bot on that and then interact with that bot and see how you can use it in your business. So anyways, check that out. That is Conversation AI. It's probably the deepest that I've gone into it on camera. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. If you guys have any questions on Conversation AI, please reach out. We'd love to hear how you're using it. Join our Facebook group. Feel free to post your questions. Let's talk. Let's see what you're doing with Conversation AI. All right, guys, that is it for this week's weekly breakdown. I dove in a little bit deeper than I normally would on the Conversation AI specifically, especially considering there wasn't really that much of an update to share. But hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I love the conversation, the bot functionality. I wish that I had more time to play around with it than I do. So hopefully you guys can start messing around with it, feeding me that information. And letting us all know, hey, how can we use this in our business? How can we grow? So anyways, that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for next week's weekly breakdown. But until then, we'll see you at the top.